Okay, so got a lot of background noise, but basically what I'm doing today is showing how we can reuse or repurpose materials that you can get for cheap or free in order to reduce the cost of farming. And in this case specifically, we're talking about beekeeping. So I've already made the first stand, like the one I'm going to do now, using this material that we get, which I will show you. Okay, so basically we have this thing that kind of looks like a pallet, but this was a shelf that I got from like a farm supply store. They had succulent plants on this, and so you can kind of see the way that it is made. And so basically whenever they're done with the season in which they sell these items, the succulents, they toss these out. They don't sell these, they just toss them out. So a lot of places now are charging for pallets, but this is something that you still can get for free. So I just made sure that I asked them, like, hey, whenever you guys get ready to get rid of this shelf, text me or whatever, let me know, and I'll come get it. Which is what I did. So I got, I believe I've gotten 2 of these, where it's like it has the 3 or 4 levels. And so what I do is I just repurpose this. So the other day when we were getting ready to do the swarm to new box transition, I'm out of like milk crates, which is what we would normally use, but they're a little small anyways, so it would be better to have something a little bit larger. So I just took one of these shelves like this, and that's my child in the background. Took one of these shelves, cut it in half, and then used that. No, baby, that's too heavy. Use that to make the stand for that hive. I have a lot of other material, which I can show you as well, that I use. Basically, the crates that the lawnmowers come in, they throw those away. You can get them for free. These stands that they use as displays, you can get these for free. I have the rosebush stands, which has even a little bit thicker wood than these even. It's not treated, but it does have some better wood on there as well. And I get all that stuff for free. So then the only thing that I'm out is the screws, my time, and then if I have to use like purchased 2-by material for the legs for these stands, then obviously I had to pay for that. But it's still saving you money in the long run. And some of the things that you get actually could be used as the legs too. So like on the lawnmower crate material, they do have some like 2-inch material that could be used as legs. I just haven't taken all those apart. So this is going to be just a little video showing how we do this. Most of it will probably be fast forwarded. But yeah, so that's it for today. So enjoy, I suppose. I'm working. Go play. Okay, so I have this is the section from the first one that I already cut in half. So this is the other half. So obviously it has sort of like a board like this in the middle. So when I cut it, the first one got that middle board on it. And so this one down the middle does not have a board right now. So the first thing I have to do is make sure that I have one of these thicker boards to go all the way around. So I have to cut 2 pieces for here, and then wrap it all the way around because this is really thin. That's the first step. use some shoulder screws. Now that part's finished. Now I gotta make the legs. So here what I'm doing is I'm using these, it's actually 2x6s. Probably wouldn't need 2x6s, but that's what I'm using because that's what I have. I don't have any more 2x4 boards, so I'm using 2x6s for the legs themselves. And I believe the first one I did, I made it 20 inches. But as I'm looking at this, I'm just trying to reduce my waste as much as possible because the whole thing is, you know, trying to like save money. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it so I get 34 3/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 16 inches, and I may do like, yeah, probably just do an even 16. So what I'll do is I'll mark from both ends 16, then take it to the chop saw and cut it. So now this one piece makes 2 legs, whereas if I did 20, it would only make 1, and then I would have waste. So now from this board, see where I can see it. A little bit right there is the only waste. Now, I mean, obviously I could just like, you know, cut it in half, but just for the sake of like my measurements, I'm just gonna cut it on the 16, exact 16. But if you had like, if you were for sure that your boards were, you know, this board and then the other board were the same, you just cut it in half and you wouldn't even have that. But that's still better this than to have 12 inches of waste that then I would have to like, you know, try to find something else to do with it. So I'm gonna mark this one, I'm gonna mark the other one, then I'm gonna go cut them. was like a little bit short, so then this is when I switched to the longer screws. That is one of the problems whenever you're using the recycled materials, is that sometimes, well, always, they're not uniform. So you'll notice that right now I have 3 different sizes. Well, you would if I had the camera on it. I have 3 different sizes of screws, and that's because, as in this case, sometimes it doesn't work out exactly right. Okay, what you'll notice is that I only put 1 in each. The other day whenever I made them, I went ahead and put 2 screws in there, and then it was like really wobbly because this part, this flat part, was like kind of bowed. So now I'm actually putting 1 screw in there so that I can tilt those legs if I need to, in order to make it not be wobbly. Of course, obviously, it probably won't be square then, but it doesn't really matter because of what I'm using it for. And also, the ground is not square. Go figure. So this is another example. So these are really thin boards, so they're not good for structural things. This comes off of, these are actually the boards here, these kind of boards. So they're not good for anything like structural, but they will hold the legs into position once I get them in position. So the parts where it already has like big holes, that part I will try to cut that off. Or like this was touching the ground, so this part is kind of rotten, so I'll make sure that this part gets cut off and I don't use it, and I'll only use the part that is still good. You'll also notice that I'm not doing a whole lot of measuring. You know, I measured the legs because I had kind of had an idea of how tall I wanted this to be, but everything else is pretty much works out to not really have to be measured. I just kind of, like, not with a tape measure. So I just put it up here and then measure it against the actual project itself. So this is by no means the correct or perfect way of doing this. Okay, so it's built. The only thing left to do now is to paint it because, like I said, this wood is not treated. I didn't check the 2x6s, they might have been, but this wood is not treated, so we have to paint it, obviously, especially since we're not only putting it outside, but we're also putting beehives on it. There's going to be some weight on there, so you want it to last as long as possible. So the last thing to do is paint it, in which my baby, that's why she's out here, because every time that she sees this color, now she thinks it's time to paint. So I gotta take her inside so she can go to the potty, and then we'll come back out and we'll paint.
Mommy, paint.
She's painting.
Mommy,
she loves it. Yes, keep going. Say cheese.
Cheese.
She's not listening. I told her to paint the inside first. Okay. We're done.
Okay.
Yep. We're done. Now we gotta do what? What do we have to do now? Wash the brush.
How about the brush?
With the water. Go take them over there. Nope, take them over there.
Okay.
Well, that's it. We're done with it. Just a note for anybody who's has kids. You're gonna have to accept that things will not be perfect when you have children, and you let them help you with things. So she enjoys doing this, so I'm gonna let her do it and not worry about the result. But yeah, we're done. It looks good. Now we gotta let it dry before we can use it. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.